How do I go from having a goiter to thyroid cancer? Goiter and thyroid cancer. If you are watching this video, that means that you either have experienced some issues, may know someone with these challenges, or quite frankly, you're just kind of generally curious on what has happened. Well, for me, it all started out with a goiter. What's a goiter? Well, the goiter is just this nodule, this mass of tissue that happened to have been on my neck. And for years, it was there. I mean, I went to the doctor, which is an endocrinologist, and tests were run, so it wasn't like there was anything that needed to be done any further. And I'm like, that's cool. You know, tests were run, I got the goiter. It wasn't like it was too obvious. I mean, some people noticed it, but it wasn't like it was, what is that in your neck? Well, I didn't have it removed. And besides, like I said, I was going to the endocrinologist, doing the blood work. He was like, hey, everything's good. I'm like, cool. He's like, see you next year. I'm like, good, bye, see ya. Here's where the stuff was like, ooh. I changed insurances. And with changing insurances, I ended up changing doctors. And the new doctor had asked me, have you ever had a needle biopsy? And I'm like, what the heck's a needle biopsy? If you're asking me, then that means you never had a needle biopsy. Okay, if you had a needle biopsy, you would remember it. Good point. So we go ahead and have this needle biopsy. I asked, okay, well, what do we do? You know, what are the results? I mean, how does it work? Well, they stick this really thin needle into your goiter or this mass of tissue, and then they send off the samples that they take to the lab. And then, you know, you come back and it's like, okay, that'll let us know if this goiter, this mass of tissue, there is something that shows some concern, or if, you know, if it's okay, you know, whatever. But like I said, anytime you have any type of mass of tissue inside of you, get it out. Tests come back. Not that day, obviously. And, you know, get a phone call. Hey, the doctor wants to go ahead and, you know, talk to you about the results. Okay, well, you know, fine. Let's have this conversation. Let's do this. And we have the conversation for her to tell me, well, kind of concerned because there's some gray matter with the results. And I'm like, well, what's gray matter? I mean, is it gray like neutral? Does it need to be black? Does it be white? What is this gray matter? I need you to talk to me in layman's terms. Well, this gray matter means that there is some concern. Oh. Since we have this gray matter, what are we going to do? We're going to have surgery. Well, really? So we decided that, or let me pause there. She decided that rather than taking out your whole thyroid, we're going to take out the left side. I wanted to take the whole thing out. I'm thinking, well, if we have this gray matter, and you said this gray matter is just unknown, then take out the whole darn thing. If we take out the whole darn thing, then you're going to have to take medicine for the rest of your life. Just take it out. I'm okay with that. I would rather just take the medicine. But if you don't have to take the medicine, then why do it? It's to have the surgery. Go ahead. I'll let her. See, I wanted for her to take the whole thyroid out. I just didn't want to have to deal with, what ifs. I mean, this gray matter thing really didn't sit right with me. But she said, no, we're going to just do the left nodule. We'll take that out. And that way you'll still have the rest of your thyroid and you won't have to worry about being on medicine the rest of your life. Okay, fine, cool, whatever. We have the surgery. I'm almost healed. I get the little cut here in my neck. And I get a phone call from the doctor's office. And this is weeks later. The nurse says to me, the doctor wants to see you. How soon can you come in? And like I said, I'd been recovering. I'd been putting stuff on my neck to heal this scar. I'm like, okay, cool, this surgery is over with. Yay, get to move on. And this phone call, oh my gosh, when I got the phone call. My heart sank. Yeah. At the time, I called my dad and my husband at the time. I called him and we got together and met up at the doctor's office. We're all sitting there in the doctor's office. The doctor comes in and I'm like, well, she has this look on her face. Now let me take you back to the conversation where I wanted to have the whole thyroid removed and she didn't want to and all of that stuff. So she sits down, had my dad, my husband at the time, and we're in the room and she says, I got the results from the needle biopsy. And she said, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you have thyroid cancer. I'm like, what? Really? My husband at the time was crying. My dad's quiet. And I'm sitting there like, where the cameras at? you girl, stop playing. Stop it. Don't you play with me. Oh, she wasn't playing. Here I am with thyroid cancer and I'm thinking, what the heck? How did that happen? What did I do wrong? I mean, why do we get that thought when it's like when we have cancer, what did we do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong, but I had thyroid cancer. So we discussed the fact that I had to go in and have the rest of my thyroid removed. That was the only option. That was the option that I thought I had then. So the goiter turns into thyroid cancer. And thyroid was removed, the rest of it. And I tripping, really, because here I am, a cancer person? Yeah. I go from having a goiter to having thyroid cancer. Now I don't have a thyroid. Surgery, second surgery, done. Then what happens after the surgery? Well, you do this thing called a radioactive iodine treatment. That sounds fun, right? that's for another video. But I just wanted to take a moment to share with you. You know, everyone has a story. And my whole thing is sharing my story with you. I share this with other people and they're like, I had no idea. I just thought you were just this always have been healthy person, never had any challenges or problems. Well, I wasn't exempt from it. Yeah, I have my share of things too. And the thing about this Angel Fit lifestyle is more or less about helping people to get over the challenges that they face. You know, yeah, I work out. Yeah, this has been a learning process. And I'm going to take the opportunity to share with you guys, especially those who have experienced some hypothyroidism or thyroid cancer, life after thyroid cancer, or maybe you are, dealing with some thyroid issues similar to mine. There is life, and I'm not gonna lie, there's some major changes, a lot of things that I had to learn on my own, and whew, let me tell you. But I am standing here in front of you letting you know I am cancer free. So don't sink into that hole. And with me sharing my experience, there may be some things that I might enlighten you about that maybe will help you as you go through this change or this challenge. There's always a solution. And I am going to share my experience, things that I've learned, so that I can hopefully save you time and save you any type of emotional anguish. And we're going to get through this. Okay? Alright. We're going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. I got you. I got you.